Standard makeup. Metabolic pathways. A series of chemical reactions occurring within a cell. In each pathway, a principal chemical is modified by a series of chemical reactions. Enzymes catalyze these reactions and often require dietary minerals, vitamins, and other cofactors in order to function properly. Fermentation. Fermentation is a metabolic process converting sugar to acids, gases, and/or alcohol using yeast or bacteria. In its strictest sense, fermentation is the absence of the electron transport chain and takes a reduced carbon source, such as glucose, and makes products like lactate acid or acetate. Oxidative phosphorylation. Oxidative phosphorylation is a metabolic pathway in which the mitochondria in cells use their structure, enzymes, and energy released by the oxidation of nutrients to reform ATP. Krebs cycle. Two carbon atoms are oxidized to CO2, the energy from these reactions being transferred to other metabolic process by GTP or ATP, and as electrons in the NADH and QH2. The NADH generate the TCA cycle may later donate its electrons in oxidation phosphorylation to drive ATP synthesis. Glycolysis. Glycolysis is the metabolic pathway that converts glucose into pyruvate. The free energy released in this process is used to form the high-energy compounds ATP and NADH. Oxidation. The oxidation state is an indicator of the degree of oxidation of an atom in a chemical compound. The formal oxidation state is the hypothetical charge that an atom would have if all bonds to atoms of different elements were 100% ionic. Calvin cycle. The cycle spends ATP as an energy source and consumes NADPH2 as reducing power for adding high energy electrons to make the sugar. There are three phases in the cycle. In phase 1, CO2 is incorporated to a 5-carbon sugar named ribulose biphosphate. Phase 2, ATP and NADPH2 from the light reactions are used to convert 3-phosphoroglycerate to glyceride 3-phosphate. The 3-carbon carbohydrate precursor to glucose reactions are used to convert 3 to glucose and other sugars. In phase 3, more ATP is used to convert some of the pool of glyceride 3-phosphate back to RUBP, the acceptor of CO2, thereby completing the cycle. Light reactions. The light-dependent reactions, or photoreduction, is the first stage of photosynthesis, the process by which plants capture and store energy from sunlight. In this process, light energy is converted into chemical energy in the form of energy-carrying molecules ATP and NADP. Overview of photosynthesis. Photosynthesis converts light energy into the chemical energy of sugars and other organic compounds. The process consists of a series of chemical reactions that require carbon dioxide and water and store chemical energy in the form of sugar. Light energy from light drives the reaction. Oxygen is a byproduct of photosynthesis and is released in the atmosphere. Extracellular components. Extracellular components include cellulose, teeth, bone cartilage, and connective tissues. To sum it up, extracellular components are material outside the cell membrane.